What should be the introduction?
Sitting like we're at the temple because it's better for the belly.
Hey guys, Talon here, your favorite nosy neighbor, and today we're highlighting my friend Diane Soem from Hotworx.
Thank you, Tal. Thank you for having me today. We are excited to have you do this on me. So this is going to be exciting. We'll see what comes out of it.
Yeah. So shiny forehead, right? Because I was sitting in one of the sauna rooms, the blast, the hot blast doing the workout, and if we had the lights on, then you wouldn't see us. But so you're blessed with the shiny forehead today.
You look great though. I can't even see the shininess.
So Diane here is, when did you open Hotworx?
We opened right before, well, it was like New Year's Eve 2023.
On New Year's Eve? I remember Meg talking up a storm about Hotworx. He was talking about you, talking about your husband, and he was so excited that you were going to be opening here. So Meg is your number one supporter. He talks about Hotworx all the time. He also talks about not coming.
May, show up.
He's like, he's got such an incredible bromance with your husband.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't even notice. Okay.
So you are a woman of very many hats,
yes,
which is incredibly impressive.
Thank you.
Right. So can you give us a little backstory of yourself?
Yeah. I have two children. One is 13 years old. The other is a boy. He's 10. And my full day job is I give anesthesia, so I am always at the hospital putting people to sleep.
Lord.
And then
so what does your normal day look like with two kids and then being an anesthesia nurse?
Yes. Yeah. So in the morning I wake up, I get the kids ready, make sure I see one of them off to the bus, and I get myself ready, go to work. After work, sometimes I have to drop by here at Hotworx, or sometimes I go directly to the med spa. And then on top of that, in the meantime, try to juggle bringing the kids to all their sports, because they love flag football and basketball.
They both play?
Yes, they both play. And now my daughter wants to join track, so I'm like, this is a lot to juggle, but it's doable.
Yeah.
I would say.
Did you catch in there she said med spa? Do you want to tell us about your med spa?
Yes, I have a med spa in Nashua, right downtown on 100 Main Street. It's called Bliss Balance, and we do a lot of Botox, fillers, pretty much any treatment head to toe. We have, what's new right now is vaginal rejuvenation. I know it's a little tougher, right, but it really treats urinary incontinence, mainly with women who are expected to live with it and they don't know there's a treatment for it. Right. So when you're jumping, sneezing, coughing, or just talking, like you leak urine. So this has been a game changer where you don't need surgery or don't need anesthesia.
Yeah.
So I found that has been very helpful.
So you do the hospital.
Yes.
You stop in here.
Yeah.
When do you have time to work at the med spa?
It's by appointment only. When I'm not working at the hospital, I usually see my clients.
That's why it works out, right?
It does.
We're able to balance things out. That's the difference between men and women.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Personally, being in so many different, what does health and wellness mean to you? Because you're in so many different branches of health and wellness.
I am a nurse first, and with my family, a mother first, then a nurse, and I feel like we want people to have a good well-being. So when I opened up the med spa, I kind of wanted to do a lot of health wellness, where I had IV bags and IV treatments, and wanted people to, it's all mental, physical, it's a holistic approach.
Right.
So having everything with the med spa and Hotworx tying in together, I feel like I wanted to create a safe space for someone, so they can come here in Hotworx and just de-stress and also get fit, get healthy, and improve their lifestyle.
With the med spa though, I think when a lot of people think about med spa, they think like Botox and all the traditional stuff that you hear about, but you do so much more than that.
Yeah.
Other than the typical Botox use for the face, can we talk about some of the medical things you use it for?
Yep. You can treat TMJ, headaches. There's a lot of different things. Some people have really bad spasms like around their neck area. You can help relax that. There's a lot of different things we can use it for, but
we should start sending in some of my clients from Push to go see you, the ones who have like locked up hypertonic muscles.
Yeah.
Or even in here, they would be able to come in and hang out in the sauna.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are you gonna do now when the kids are more active in sports?
Be here more and work on myself. Yeah.
Well, you still have to be taxi driver.
I do.
Bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah. But in the meantime, I can still do something for myself, and I feel like everybody should. Take time for yourself. I feel like we get lost and we don't get to do that.
We get a lot. I think too with you, and even I saw it when I was coming in here, you kind of get pulled into even the community part of it. And me guilty too, because I pulled you to some community events.
You're good.
How are you juggling being mom, business owner, and then community?
It's doable. Yeah.
It's
you just have to manage your time well. That's all it is. Yeah.
I think I've been really lucky to do this favorite Nosey Neighbor thing because I've been able to talk to and sit down with so many incredible people that I have not been able to sit down and talk to, because you and I, we see each other in passing all the time.
Yes.
But we never really had a chance to sit down and talk.
Yeah, we have.
And I always thought you were Cambodian.
No. I can speak Khmer, but
can you? Is your husband Khmer?
Yeah.
Do the kids speak Khmer?
No, they understand bits and pieces. Growing up, when they were younger, I would speak to them in Laotian and in Khmer. And then they were like, "Mom, stop speaking Spanish to me." So after that, I'm like, "Fine.
Spanish,
you're gonna get mad at me when you're older and be like, why didn't you teach me?" But yeah.
Do you have a big family here?
No, I have no family here. Just my husband's family.
Where's your family from?
Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then, so you move here. Well, I'm going to be nosy. So you came here.
I came here directly from high school because I knew I wanted to get into the anesthesia program. And at the time they had 2, so that's why I came over here.
And where did you go?
I ended up being at UMass Lowell and then went to BC for my anesthesia studies.
Okay.
So familiar with Lowell.
Yeah. So Lowell and then BC, and then what did you do after that?
Then I pretty much just worked full time.
Can we talk about someone who doesn't like to talk about her accomplishments, because you didn't talk about coming here so young and then going to UMass Lowell and then to school here?
Yeah, it was different. I knew I had to escape Utah because if I didn't, I felt like I would be stuck there my whole life. So I wanted to get out.
Was it small town where you're from?
No, it's big.
Big city? Wow.
Yeah, pretty big.
And then, so when you came here and you didn't have anyone, how did you build your support system?
I had my husband.
Which is perfect.
Yes.
Oh, you've known each other since then?
In a way, yeah, we were talking, yes. So we did, yeah.
How did Hotworx come to be?
Hotworx came to be because I did it with my friend and I really liked it. And for the longest time I did not work out. Ever since I had my daughter, I never went to a gym, I never did anything, and until I found Hotworx. And I was going there every day, sometimes twice a day. And I told my husband, I'm like, we need to open up our own and provide this to our community. So here we are.
And he just jumped on it? He
did. Yeah, he's so supportive. Yeah.
Meng did say that too.
Yeah.
I think when I think of you and I think of everything that you've done, right? Because starting one business alone is daunting.
It is.
Like it's so stressful, but then coming in and doing something like Hotworx, you have to see the facility. The facility is pretty impressive. And then Sixto and I come here. So it's we can say that what you're doing here is actually pretty great.
Yeah. And we're sitting in front of the heaters right now.
Uh-huh.
It's getting pretty warm in here.
I know, it's a sweaty session.
Yeah. We can heat up to 130 degrees in here, so it can get pretty hot.
Mm-hmm. What are the benefits of working out? Oh, actually, you know what? You want to let us know what Hotworx is?
Yes, Hotworx is a 24-hour fitness studio. We offer infrared workouts inside the sauna, so we have over 12 different sessions. You can be doing hot yoga, hot Pilates, there's buns that focus on glutes, we have 3 different HIIT sessions where they're 15 minutes long throughout the whole day. And hot blast that you were in is one of my favorites because in 15 minutes I burn close to 400 calories.
It's hard. I was sweating.
Yes.
I was sweating just sitting in there for a little bit.
Yeah, we combine 3D energy, so you have heat, you have the infrared energy, and you have exercise, so you're burning a lot more calories in less time.
Yeah, the rower is my favorite.
Really? No, not a lot of people like it because it's harder.
It's
so
hard.
It's awesome. Yeah.
It's the only one that 6'2" and I can do though comfortably because he's so big.
Oh yes.
Well, we can fit into the other ones, but the rower, it's just he gets
That's
one
true.
side and I get to the other side, and there's space.
Yes. That is a hard one, but it's doable.
Mm-hmm. And then how have you seen? What's the my brain today?
Your benefits? Or
how has the community responded?
They love it. There's a lot of members that thank us every day for building this for them. I feel like it is a safe space and people come here and detoxify their body.
Which we all need.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really nice to see that you have brought so many different avenues of the holistic well-being to everyday life.
Yeah.
I think that's how we get though, because we're so much into that mom and go phase that you don't really get to sit and think about you and then what fills your cup.
I know, that's true.
Mm-hmm. I do see though that you have a lot of strong relationships around you, which is also really neat to see because you don't see that often anymore.
Yes.
And your friend group has been solid.
Oh yeah, they have
for a while.
Yeah, it has.
So
been.
It's a great support group because they're all also very high performing, like you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is neat to see.
True.
And that is also really neat to see coming from the Southeast Asian population that came in the early 80s, right?
Yeah, that's true.
What year did you guys come to the States?
My parents came in 1984. Oh no, 1980s. I was born in 1984.
You were born in 84?
Yeah.
You're a baby.
Am I?
Yeah, well, I was born in 81.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, you're like around my husband's, everybody around that age.
And did you guys settle in Utah first?
Yeah, my parents met in Utah.
Your parents met in Utah?
Yeah.
Are they both Laotian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think at the time somebody was like, oh, there's because my mom has like 11 siblings, and she has a bunch of sisters. So I guess the town knew, and they were like, oh, there's a new family in town. They have so many like women in their family. So then my dad and his friend went to scope the family out, and then they both got together again.
True Asian fashion, they're doing the matchmaking. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It is.
And then how many siblings do you have?
I only have a younger sister.
Okay. Is she back home?
Yep, she is. Yeah.
And then do they ever come out here to visit you, or you guys go over there?
They do, yeah. We go back and forth all the time.
Well, why did you pick anesthesiology?
I picked it because I knew I always wanted to do medicine, and I felt like that was the way to go because I didn't want to be a doctor and being on call all the time. I felt like I could have a work-life balance being a nurse anesthetist. And my mom, she was very sick. I feel like my mom has 10 lives. She had a lot of health issues, and when I went to school, probably 2 years into school, she got really sick. And then she had end-stage renal disease, which I feel like a lot of Southeast Asians have it. And all the studies don't know why we have it. I don't know if it's our diet or just genetics, but they can't figure it out. But
what are the symptoms of that?
your kidney fails.
Oh, okay.
And then once it fails, you have to do dialysis. Yeah. And I've talked to a bunch of doctors and cardiologists and nephrologists, and they were like, we don't know why, but there's a high prevalence in Southeast Asians. And she was asymptomatic. So when I was in nursing school, I told her, I'm like, Mom, you haven't had a physical for a long time. So I told her to schedule herself one. My sister brought her in.
Right.
And her kidneys failed, and she was in denial. They were like, you need to do dialysis right away.
Wait, that's how she found out? Because you told her to go get a physical?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
I know. She went and got her physical. Her kidneys were less than 10% functioning, and they were like, you need to go and get dialysis. But she was perfectly healthy. No symptoms. She did not have any issues whatsoever. So she would have never went to the hospital or to see a doctor. And she, of course, she was in denial. So she went doctor shopping and went to see like 5 different doctors before she finally said, okay, I'll go.
Oh my gosh, 5.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm fine. You know how they are. Like, they're like, I don't need to see anybody. They don't know about the preventative care. And she went and they had to put a calf in her chest wall just to run her blood until they can build a fistula in her arm to run dialysis. And going there, I remember just the anesthesiologist was like, here, sign this paperwork, and all he said was, you can die, and didn't explain anything. And that's when it gave me a clue of what I should write to apply for anesthesia school. So I just want to alleviate people's fears. And you know, it is scary going under. Everybody is scared. They want to wake up, and I'm there to make sure they do.
Aw, and that's your energy is very soothing and calming, so it would be nice to wake up from a scary situation too. Yeah, definitely. And I do hear that a lot, so thank you. And then what would you say the most rewarding part of your job is? The rewarding part is just seeing people being so thankful to making sure that they're comfortable, and when they're out of surgery they feel really good about it. And it's just, it just gives me gratitude that I'm able to do this. There's just something about nurses, because nurses are pretty incredible, and you have to have a very selfless, angelic heart to have to go in and care for people the way nurses do. Yeah, definitely. Did you know that you always wanted to do that, go into nursing? No, I knew I wanted to do medicine, so I thought when I was younger, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll be a brain surgeon or something along that line. And I actually got a full boat to the University of Utah, and I didn't tell my mom, but I turned it down so I can come here to Mass. So I was like, oh, yeah, she'd be mad at me if she found out. Yeah, but you know, I don't think you would be strong still, but I don't think you would be the person that you are now. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. How was your experience with UMass Lowell? It was an eye-changing moment, because growing up in Utah, I was the only minority. I felt like there was barely, you know, I stuck out like a sore thumb. And coming like here, I felt like, it almost felt like I belong somewhere, and just the community, everybody's just so nice, and we didn't get that a whole lot where I grew up. Everybody was nice, but nobody was as welcoming as people are here in the East Coast. Do you ever feel though, so this is me personally though, because my parents were kind of old school, set in their ways school-wise, and I don't know if you felt the same because your parents were on the other side of the country, but when you were transitioning from like into adulthood, how was that for you? Because it was really lonely for me trying to make decisions and do all the hard things for myself. You're right. It was pretty lonely, and
you don't have a lot of money. It's like really hard, so you're living off loans and trying to do what you can.
Yeah.
During nursing school, I don't know how I did it, but I worked pretty much like in the summer. It felt like 20 hours a day. I would do 12 hours to be a nursing assistant.
You would work 20 hours?
I would work the night shift from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. In Beverly. And then I would drive all the way and do my work study UMass Lowell from like 8 to 4:30.
Wow.
So it was just like, I felt like I only had 4 hours to like really catch up on sleep and do it. But then you were younger, so I felt like the adrenaline, you had energy. Now I can't imagine doing that now.
No way. I'm ready for bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I remember doing that too. I remember having times where I would just work probably 24 hours a day. Well, go to school, work, go out with the friends, and then do it all over again and not have any sleep. I think I would die now.
I don't. There's no way now. Definitely no way you can do it.
Yeah. So what I wonder about, though, is with you, is how do you celebrate your accomplishments?
We have a good support of friends, and we all go out to dinner, and we like to hang out. So you probably see them on Facebook. We're always out doing something, and everybody's always like, I feel like you're traveling the world, but we're really not. We're here locally.
Yeah, no, but you guys all hustle. I know you for sure, and Diana, and totally.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just so important to see, though, and I love that you guys are actually, I love that you guys are active, and I love that you guys are on Facebook, because you don't really, you don't understand how much people actually pay attention, and not pay attention in a negative way. You pay attention, like, rooting you on behind the scenes.
Yes.
That's what I do, kind of in my own little creepy way. Not
we're like, well,
way.
maybe we shouldn't post any of this, but we're having fun. And
no, you should though.
Like,
well, no, not to say it in like a negative way, but it's more like people see that you're putting in the hard work, and you guys are doing great. Yeah. So no, don't post that because of that, because I would love to see still. I think all the hard work that we went through when we were younger is finally paying off, and I think the benefit of that now is we're able to help our kids do better.
Definitely.
But are we doing our kids a disservice, because now we give them everything they want?
I know. In a way, I feel like we are. I feel like my kids are so spoiled. They don't realize it, but they are. Yeah. Growing up, I did lose my dad to leukemia when I was about 13 years old. So I had to really take care of my mom. So I do, in a way, I do feel guilty leaving her. I told her I would just come here for school and I'd be back, but I haven't. But I'm hoping she'll come and live over here with us, and we're still hoping for that.
So who was taking care of your mom when she was sick? Your sister?
My sister.
So you guys have been taking care of your dad, and you've taken care of your parents for a while. Yeah. And now you've transitioned to taking into parents.
Yeah. I feel like that's why maybe the nursing role came in. So it's a lot.
It's a natural caretaker.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, even on my end, it's hard to do that, to be the one to take care of everyone all the time. So it's really nice that you have all this space for people to come into and find a way to jump into wellness. Yep,
definitely. Yeah, the wellness is huge.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
Did you get to watch episode 3 with Ronnie? Ronnie Project Compass? If you didn't,
I watched some of it. Some of it. Yes, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but
yeah. She was taking care of people for a long time too, since she was young.
Oh, the young girls, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
I feel like that's just all of us that's in this role. You're very awkward.
What's that?
I'm very awkward, if you can't tell.
No, you're good. You're very good. And you love it with this. I love that for you.
But that I'm awkward?
No, like you feel like you're awkward, but you still want to do like these videos and stuff.
Yeah, because I don't care. I think I'm super awkward, and I know for sure I'm awkward, and sometimes too I have like a level of like you know the introverted extroverts, right?
Yeah.
So I have my level of interactions that I can do with people, and I love
Yeah.
highlighting people. I love highlighting strong women.
Yeah.
Right? But then I'll have to go home and just sit at home forever.
Yeah.
Like-
And hide to yourself.
Like the few weekends ago, right? So we had 3 events Friday,
Oh my gosh.
2 events Saturday, that
Yeah.
night that we saw you at the gala.
Yeah.
Saturday we had a funeral to go to, and I think another event, and I just told Sixto, I'm done. I tap out. I need the couch and you can go. And he was fine. He just went.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. You do a lot too. You and Sixto.
He does a lot. Yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah. How are you managing everything? I'm like, how do you do this and run your business and everything else?
The creative thing of everything is how I get my input.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm talking to my clients in the office, we talk about sometimes the most random things.
Yeah.
And then one of my guys would say to me, "Can you teach me how to make a paper crane?" Because I have that little vial next to the refrigerator of paper cranes.
Yeah.
So then I'll just make a video how to make paper cranes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just that alone time with the editing and the filming and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's how my
That's how
creative
you
flow. And this
de-stress.
doing this
Mhm.
and then editing it and then showing
Yeah.
people that I care about,
Oh,
like sharing
so good.
on Facebook and things like that.
Yeah.
So
How is
that's
that
what I
going?
do. How is what? The show?
The show.
It's
Like, are you
doing-
getting the views that you want?
No, but it's okay.
Yeah. What were you aiming for?
I'm not really aiming for
Yeah.
anything. I'm just aiming to learn how to do that. So
Yeah.
so everything that we do setup wise,
Mhm.
Sixto and I are just playing around. So
Oh,
we're playing
nice.
around with the camera, playing
Yeah.
around with the equipment. Now we have microphones. We don't need it because we're in the sauna today. Playing
like
around
little
with the-
microphone ones. Oh.
With the fuzzy little covers.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Cute.
so now we're playing around with editing software, playing around with music.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just a learning
Yeah.
experience. I don't really care how many views it takes. It's
Yeah.
just for fun.
Yeah.
And so, but everyone so far has been doing really well.
That's good.
Like Sixto is running for city council.
That's
Right.
awesome. Is he
And-
really?
At
Oh.
large. And he has been invited to speak at a few different things. Okay. And then Priscilla from the Wish Project
Mhm.
was able to secure a grant from the
Oh.
Nosy Lady, they
Oh,
called
that's
it.
awesome.
And then she was invited, the Wish Project was invited for the
Laotian-
gala.
Is that
So
how they found her?
I
you
don't
think?
know if that's how
Okay.
they found her,
Uh-huh.
but I'd like to think we had something to do
Yes,
with it. So she
absolutely.
went home with 52,000
Wow.
that night. Insane, right?
Yeah.
And then Ronnie Hoey from Project Compass
Yes.
was picked for Women of the Year from Girls Inc.
Amy Hoey? No.
No, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I think they're related though.
Okay, that's why I was like, yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie Hoey.
Wow.
Yep, Women of the Year from Girls Inc.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
so-
job, Tao.
Thank you. So now and then we have Joanne from Planet Dance, and then we have you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Where's Planet Dance at?
Stedman?
Where's that? Drinking? No.
Lowell.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
she's,
awesome.
she's great there.
Yeah.
So but she has so much energy. So she's the only one that can keep up with Care Bear.
Oh.
Everyone gets so exhausted from Care Bear. He's so high energy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
he's only 5,
Wow. Yeah.
so that's why I'm tired all the time.
No. You
No.
don't look it.
So we are going to finish up because the sauna is reserved.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Diane, thank you for joining us for this episode and showing us your space at Hotworx.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you
Is
for
there-
having me.
Anything you would like to add before we say goodbye?
Everybody can come try first workout for free.
Yeah, and put me as your referral.
Yes. Give her a year worth of free membership. So everybody that joins and refers Tao's, Tao will get, she'll get 1 year free, and that goes to all members. So if you do refer 10 friends, you get a year free with us.
Wow. But I think you can go online and sign up for a free pass.
Yep.
Well, what's the best way to do that?
You can either call us at 978-312-3125 or text that number, or online is the best way. You can do it right then and there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Bye.
We'll see you later.